Most marketing agencies fail smaller contractors for two reasons. The first reason is they do not have industry-specific expertise, which usually often leads to reason number two, which is they force you to overspend without setting up a strong foundation for growing your online presence. It's kind of like taking a basketball full of cash and forcing it through a garden hose. You're just not ready. And so what you need is a strategy tailored to your size, your skill set as a leader, and your goals for the business. And that's exactly what I'm here to show you. Now listen, I am not here to poo-poo other agencies and make ours at Contractor HQ seem awesome and great and perfect, all right? I'm kind of selfishly doing this so I don't have to hear, or other agencies don't have to hear from contractors how pointless or useless or ineffective agencies are. And so hopefully I can guide you, if you're listening to this to the end, you're watching this to the end, I can guide you on making better choices for your marketing partner. A lot of marketing agencies treat every contractor, specifically the smaller ones, the same. Whether you're making $500K or $5 million in revenue, they have this kind of catch-all strategy, and it ends up burning a lot of money and a lot of your patience, right? Give me a hell yeah if you agree. Because listen, $500K and $5 million in revenue are totally different. And so the leaders of those businesses have different strategies and different things they need to focus on, right? Does that make sense? And those same agencies probably won't tell you that before you invest heavily into a paid lead generation, or more than one, that's gonna eat up a lot of your budget, you need to be doing a couple of things already, all right? So let's go down just a real short list of these things. All right, so do you have already set up and you're using actively daily a CRM, a customer relationship management software, to manage the influx of customers, right? Are you taking photos and or videos at every one of your jobs? So that way you actually have content that you can show how good your work is. You can post on social media, post on your Google Business profile, put on your website, right? Getting this content is a huge, huge deal. You need a good process of consistently getting that fresh content. Do you have a successful process for not just asking for, but following up, getting more Google reviews? Are you actively, engaging and optimizing your Google Business profile, right? It's free. And then are you engaging in the bare minimum SEO best practices to begin to help improve your rankings, right? All of these things need to already have been set up before, we would recommend at Contractor HQ spend a dime on your paid lead strategy, all right? Plus you need to understand, a lot of agencies won't tell you this, that a good SEO strategy, search engine optimization strategy to improve your rankings, to getting leads for free, so to speak, and a paid strategy, those things take time, right? Paid strategy, if you're starting an example, if you're starting right off the bat with a brand new Facebook campaign, usually it takes up to a month, maybe longer, for the algorithm to even learn about your business, your brand, who your customers are, to get the targeting right, get the demographics right, etc. And that's assuming you have a really great marketing partner or someone that can actually run that campaign successfully for you. You shouldn't expect any good quality leads for that first month at least, right? But if you're doing the SEO right and you're doing the paid strategy right, and you have the ability to sustain those paid strategies and the SEO strategies, you can decrease your cost per lead by 30-50%. You can 5 to 10x the volume of quality leads. Like, it really does pay off, but you still need to make sure that you have these things that I mentioned earlier actively ongoing, and have these processes and systems already set up and running. Otherwise, you're just, again, going back to my basketball through a garden hose, you are forcing, and you need a lot of money to force quality leads to come into your business, and it's not really end up going to grow your business anyways, because you're not going to have any of these systems or processes in place. All right, so now let me dive into our approach here at Contractor HQ and why a lot of our clients see so much success. And I'm going to talk about 4 buckets for you, okay? These are the 4 buckets that we provide all of our clients. The first 3 buckets, we like to think of them as passive lead generation, and then bucket 4 is active lead generation, okay? I'm going to dive into those. But I wanted to first kind of back up and talk to you real quick about why this strategy works. How did we get here, okay? It got here from our founders of CHQ, who also founded our much older and larger sister agency, iMarket Solutions. So our founders are Gary Elix and Andrew Allen, brilliant men, brilliant entrepreneurs, been in the trades decades long. Gary is really well known in the speaking scene as well. Just Google his name, Gary Elix. And they have siphoned from their marketing agency where they work with 10, 20, 30 plus $1 million contractors. They've siphoned the best practices that contractors need in the beginning, that's first stages, under 1 million, under 2, under 3, under 4 million. What do you need to have set up for long-term sustained growth? And so that's my mission here at Contractor HQ, and that's what I want my team and I to be best in the world at, is helping smaller contractors set up for long-term sustained growth. Okay. All right. So number one is a mobile first and SEO optimized website. All right. This is still the gold standard what contractors need. Now, in the beginning, you might have built your website yourself, or you had a cousin, an aunt, family friend, whoever. You threw someone at Fiverr, a couple $100. That's fine. You knew the importance of it. You had to get something up on your domain. That's great. But next step, if you really want to grow and do it properly, you need an optimized website that speaks to your service areas, that builds no trust and like factors. So you have organic photos on there, you have nice call to actions on there, you have an easy way for someone to call you and contact you. You need to make sure you have an optimized website. And a lot of contractors don't know, of course, you don't know what you don't know, but they don't realize the importance of having a SEO and mobile friendly website. All right, so that's the first thing we do for all of our clients. The second one is foundational SEO, right? Not just on the website, but we have ongoing best practices that as the SEO strategy matures, that's when our clients start seeing results in the form of a larger online presence, exposure, which means better and better rankings over the long term. Again, it's a partnership, making sure that they're doing what they need to do, like getting Google reviews as an example. As long as our client is doing what they need to be doing, our strategy will work phenomenal, right? And number three is tracking and reporting. I mean, if you're not tracking and you're not having a dashboard where you're reporting where the traffic is going and coming from and where the leads are coming from, etc., you're flying blind in your business, okay? And this is something that is often overlooked and maybe mostly because the marketing agency doesn't do a good job of explaining the numbers, the dashboard, what it means. But that's what we're really good at, okay? So we do a monthly strategy call with all of our clients for 30 minutes at a convenient time for them. We have a dashboard that we present to them. We come to the table with a strategy or a plan of attack because we prep for the meetings, we know where their numbers are, and then we tell the story of how healthy their business is based on the data points that we collect for them. And then that way, you can make data-driven decisions, but this matters a lot over the long term because if you know you are crushing it in one or two service areas, because you can say with data that, hey, I'm crushing these two service areas. Well, when you want to turn on a paid strategy, all right, pay-per-click, Facebook, etc., and actually spend money to get good quality leads, you know not to use those service areas, right? You want to use other service areas that you can provide to. But you wouldn't know that unless you had the tracking, you had the reporting set up, and you understood the importance of it, all right? All right, now let's talk about that fourth bucket, active lead generation. And here is where we oftentimes differ from a lot of other agencies is we don't rush our clients into this. We want to make sure those first three passive lead generation tactics and strategies are implemented and running smoothly before we implement a heavy paid strategy. Listen, paid strategies are where it's at, don't get me wrong, but it's not sustainable if you don't have the foundation set up, all right? We don't want you dependent on just having a paid strategy. So that's another way that we're different. We don't build paid strategies into our monthly recurring membership. So if a contractor has a bad quarter, they can scale down or completely stop a paid strategy. They don't have to eat that monthly membership when maybe the quality of leads, just was awful and terrible that month or that quarter. We want to have our clients have that flexibility when it comes to their budget because again, every dollar matters and we understand that. Now, a little kind of bonus or pro tip here at the end that I was thinking of, and I wanted to make sure that I'm clear about this, okay? This is what we believe has worked for us and what our founders who have done this, thousands and thousands of times, and what our sister agency, iMarket Solutions, have done with their 400 plus active client base, right, is have this foundation, right, the buckets that I talked about and the way that we set things up for our clients, okay? That's what we've seen work best. With that, there's always a caveat, okay? And this is where sometimes marketing agencies can get a little fancy or a little unethical or a little pushy. is they'll say something like, there's a marketing strategy that's specific for each contractor, right? Each small business, right? And that's true, okay? But what does that mean? It doesn't mean that you need to spend more or do something different. You still need the foundations, the first 3 buckets that I talked about. You still have to have those set up. Now, where it differs, where sometimes you don't need to spend that much money, or you don't need a second channel for lead generation, where it gets really gray comes down to the owner, the market that you're in, the operation that you're running. Okay, so if you're a born leader and you love entrepreneurship and you're thirsting to kind of grow that skill set, and you want to work on the business, not in the business, and you love hiring and training team members, and you just kind of are that person as a leader, you're going to have an advantage, right, over someone that hasn't quite developed that mindset or that skill set, right? So, I could come to you and say, because I know you're like that, John, I want you to take 5 videos like this, tell your 2 techs to go out and get this video with a drone. Here's what I want you to do is we're going to, talk to you about what specifically makes you unique. So we're going to have a different strategy because we know that is specific to you. So we would focus on different things because of that. So it just means that I'm saying it comes down to the personality of the leader, the team, the market that you're in. If you're a really heavily saturated market, then we need to probably come up with a crazy good offer that a smaller contractor can offer that a slightly bigger or medium-sized contracting business can't, right? You can maybe give away the farm a little bit more because you're gonna get a lot more opt-ins for leads that then you can begin to service, right? And you can make this offer so insane and bigger companies can't, right? And so again, it just comes down, that's when it gets gray, and that's when we get kind of granular, is when it comes down to the leader, the team, your growth goals. I mean, we have a client right now, they're, I think, banging the door at 8 million in gross revenue, and they're fine. They don't really want to push any stronger paid strategies. They don't want to do any more blogging. Like, they're humming fine. They have other business activities that brings them business. Like, they're good. They're humming fine. He loves working with his team. He doesn't want to be outside of his business or on a beach or sell it or something, right? He just has different goals right now, right? And so that's where expertise of an agency can come in. We know, we ask you what your goals are. We get to know your personality. We get to know where you're at up here, where you're at up down here, right? And so that way we know what to focus on, and that way we can, do the best we can at channeling a certain strategy, a certain tactic at a certain time of year, right? My head's like going off at a lot of alarms. I'm trying not to overwhelm you, but it just gets very specific that way, all right? That doesn't have anything to do with the foundations. You still need the foundations no matter your personality, team, or market. You still need to have those things humming, everything in this video, all right? Okay, thank you for your time and attention. If you're looking to potentially work with us, I would love to talk to you and to understand your business goals and to brag about my team and I and how much fun we have helping our clients. So if you're interested in that, feel free to drop a comment. You can DM me. You can always email me, david@contractor.services. Services is with an S. It's not a .com. Our website is contractor.services. And so my email is david@contractor.services. You guys get it. You're smart people. I'll see you next time.